Okay, party people. Today is a day where we're going to be making a spring chick that's going to end up looking like this. One of the fun parts about this is it's kind of a folding project. So it starts looking like this, and then it pops open to reveal the chick. Okay, so today you're going to need a piece of drawing paper. I'm going to use a piece of good old-fashioned copy paper. I'm going to be using a marker to draw my picture. I prefer that you use a pencil to draw your picture and then trace it with whatever you're comfortable using afterwards. Okay. As you see on my table, I have a piece of construction paper underneath. I use this for two reasons. Number one, it's so that you can see the difference between my desk and my piece of paper. My desk is very light tan, and sometimes it's hard to see that actual drawing or the actual drawing paper. I'm sorry. So I like to have something that's a different color. In the past, it's been black. That piece of paper is all drawn over. So I switched up to a nice new sheet of orange. Okay, so for you, when you get to the tracing part or to the coloring part, maybe you get a placemat or a bigger piece of paper, like what I'm doing, and then you trace and you color on top of that. That way your furniture doesn't get all messy. My kids are in kindergarten and first grade, and when they do their art assignments from home, I typically give them one of their mats to work on. Okay, so let's get started. This part can be a little tricky for some people. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to hold our paper going up and down. And you're going to take the top of your paper, you're going to fold it all the way to the bottom, but you're going to really make sure that the bottom two or now four edges line up, and then you're going to make a nice crease. Okay? So if I were to open this, it would open like that. Now I'm not going to change the orientation. That means I'm not going to turn my paper any which way. I'm going to keep it this way. And I'm going to take the bottom and I'm going to fold it up towards the top. Okay? Then I'm going to make another crease. That's as hard as it's going to get today. So if you need a little help with that, hit pause. Ask somebody who's there to help you to help you. And when you're ready, we're going to get started by drawing a nice big oval. This oval is going to go from the top of our paper across that fold to the bottom of our paper. And I'm going to pick it up on this side. Okay? Now the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be drawing our crack in our egg. I'm making this a nice big crack, okay? But you're going to notice something. Right now it looks pretty perfect. When I open it up, all of a sudden I'm missing parts of those cracks. So I'll start on the top here, and I'm going to connect these with some V shapes. And then I'll go down to the bottom, and I'll connect these with, it's almost all of an A. When you put them together, sometimes they look like a big M shape. Okay. Now that we have our egg shell that's separated, we're going to draw our chick that's on the inside. So I'm going to start over here by drawing a curved line that goes like that. I'll repeat that same shape over here. And now we're going to add our details to our chick's body. So I'm going to start with two big circles or ovals for our eyes, two letter O's. I'm going to add a letter C to the inside. And even inside that, I'm going to add a letter O. That letter O, that's going to remain white. That's going to be like the reflection of the sun or some kind of light in our baby chick's eyes. And then we'll color this part in black. You do not need to do this right now, but I'm just doing it so you can see the difference between everything that we have. Do this one real quick, and then we'll move on. Next, we're going to add our chicken's beak. So sometimes I like to have just a very simple ice cream cone. So I start with a V, then I put a top on it. Other times I like to add like a little bit of a side to it. So I'll put a straight line that comes down. It almost looks like a number 7, if you can see that. Number 7, or even a big Z. And then I add just a little part like that. So it kind of looks like the bottom of the beak and the top of the beak. The next shape I'm going to draw is going to be our bird's wings. And it's just going to be a series of curves. To fill in our belly, I'm going to use our Thompson patent pending Thompson triple U. So we're going to start with the W. We'll add another U. And we can put these all over. They don't all have to be the same size, okay? Perfect. Now, so let's take a look at that trick. Let's see if we can do it. Closed. Spring chicken. One of the things that we want to add here, now that we have that done, is we're going to add our horizon line. That's where our sky comes down and touches the ground. Okay. And then we're going to add some things first in the sky. So I want you to fold this in half, because we're going to have to be very, very cognizant. We're going to have to remember that this fold is here, because if we draw over that line, it's going to look a little odd. So we're going to put some things in the sky that stay up here, like our sun. And in my other picture, I put sunglasses on my son. I always like putting sunglasses on my son. I think it's kind of funny. Little nose, smile. He's having a good day. She's having a good day. Our son is having a great day. Maybe we put a Thompson cloud over here. Flat line with some curved lines on top. The more of these little bumps you put on one side, it makes it look like the wind is blowing. You know, for in this case, from the right to the left. If I put them, I'll put them going in the opposite direction. Now, when you add things from our horizon line up, they have to be underneath this fold. Okay, we don't want them showing. So my other picture that I started by showing you, I had some trees. So we'll draw two very simple tree shapes. Start with a curvy number 11. And then for this project, we're just going to try and draw some curvy, popcorny looking tree shapes. And I added those Thompson triple U's in there. You could add some wavy lines to make some bark. Okay. On this side, we'll draw another one. Oh, look at this. I drew off my mat. Let's take a look at that. I drew my tree coming off of my paper, and I drew on my mat. That's a good reason of why we have this mat here. For two reasons. Number one, now my desk isn't dirty, my mat is. And that doesn't matter. I could throw this piece of paper out. This is supposed to get dirty. My desk isn't. Okay. And also, it kind of makes the picture look a little bit more interesting, because like it's almost like a screenshot, a photograph of this spring chicken. So we're not seeing the entire tree. Okay. Sometimes we like to keep the entire tree in our picture. Other times we don't. Both options are perfectly fine. Now, if you want to add some other things to this picture, you totally can. Okay. I'll put a low-lying cloud over here so it looks like it's kind of far away in the distance. It's just kind of hanging out. Maybe over here we do another one, or you could do some simple bird shapes. Birds are coming back. Seeing the geese go back up north. These shapes, these bird shapes, can go over our line, over that fold. Okay. And then the last thing, I had chickens for a long time. They love to sit and nestle in hay. So I'm going to make this kind of like funky hay shape. Okay. So if you want to add more things to our picture, bam, you can. If this is good enough for you, if this is what you want to leave it at, that's fine. Okay. Now, this is kind of a one-day thing since we're going on spring break. So either you could finish it all today or finish it next week if you have free time and you're not going anywhere. But when we do come back from spring break, we're going to be moving on to something completely different. Okay, have fun finishing up this project. If you have any questions, send me a message. I'll be more than willing to help you out. Have fun. I can't wait to see what you create. Have a good one.